So today I really wanted to talk and unpack the term quality leads. Look, I keep seeing this phrase appear over and over again by real estate agents, and I wanted to spend today really and truly addressing how to get quality leads. By the way, if you haven't met me yet, my name is Emmanuel. I am the founder and senior brand strategist over here at Square One Group, where really our mission is to help you identify your expertise and then scale your real estate business through systems. So whenever I talk to realtors and I ask them what their biggest problem is, it's that they want quality leads. So essentially what ends up happening is that maybe they spend a couple bucks here and there on marketing themselves, or maybe they do a couple social media posts only to eventually capture some leads. And then once they capture said leads and then talk to them, they quickly realize that these are not quality leads. This whole experience ends up becoming this huge waste of time and or money. Then they end up feeling stuck in their business because they can't get quality leads. Well, I wanted to spend today's video really shifting beliefs really about this whole thought process behind quality leads, and then give you a new lens to really start looking at leads through and how you capture them and what to do when you capture them. And then lastly, I want to give you a little bit of a framework to follow so that you can start getting more quality leads. All right, now, to help you understand this, I really want to start by shifting the beliefs about quality leads. So I gotta hit you with something real quick. It's gonna be a little bit of a shocker. And that is, there are no such things as quality leads. Let me say that again. There are no such things as quality leads. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. And I think probably the best way to explain it is really by defining the word lead. Now, simply put, a lead, it means an unqualified contact. That means that it is essentially not possible to get a quality lead because you have not qualified the lead to truly understand if this is a quality person to work with. A lot of cues. All right, so the term quality lead, please, at the end of the day, you kind of got to erase this term from your memory or your vocabulary, because this isn't the way that you really should be thinking about your leads. You can't predict a quality lead unless, of course, you can read minds. And if you can read minds, then this video really isn't for you. So instead, what I want you to shift your belief to is that instead of having or looking for quality leads, we need to start creating quality prospects. And what I mean by that is really, well, first let's really define the word prospect. Now, prospect means a qualified contact, or in this particular case, a quality contact. Okay, so the play here isn't to actually look for these unicorn quality leads, because at the end of the day, they really just don't exist. But instead, we need to start qualifying our leads and turn them into quality prospects. If it's not connecting yet, let me use an analogy maybe from a different industry that maybe you can relate to. Okay, so qualifying prospects, it's a lot like pre-qualifying a client for a loan. Now, lenders, they typically talk to a lot of leads all the time, but in order for them to fund a loan, they essentially need to gather information from this person, review that information, and then based off of that, they can either let this person know how much of a loan that they can be approved for, or if they even qualify for a loan in the first place. Now, this exact same methodology really applies to your real estate leads. You would essentially need to capture a boatload of leads and then pre-qualify those leads and really figure out which ones that can really turn into qualified prospects. And then those prospects are the ones that you really should be working with. So then the big question becomes how? How exactly do you do this? Okay, now the answer to this question, it's really not that complicated. You just need to understand the psychology of a lead and where they are in the purchasing process or buying or selling process. You need to know that you need to start training these leads, because you don't really get qualified or quality leads right off the bat, but you can create quality prospects really by teaching them. So the solution to this problem, it's really not that complicated. It really just boils down to understanding that there is a very unique and a very specific type of message that you need to deliver to this lead depending on where in the purchase process they are. So let me actually visualize this for you. Let me break into my iPad now and really kind of show you what I mean. Okay, so capturing leads in itself is actually quite easy because they all share one very unique thing in common. And that one thing is that they are all, there you go, problem aware. So you simply just need to create some sort of marketing collateral or asset or message that positions you as the potential solution to their problem. And if you've done your job right, then you will have effectively captured a lead. Now, once you've captured them and they're in your world, which is really my fancy way of saying that you now have this lead inside of your database, you're gonna wanna qualify them. And in this particular case, we're going to send out a very unique and very different type of message because once they are now in our world and they are very much problem aware, they have now become solution aware. And this message that I'm alluding to is all about the product or service that you're offering that you're trying to position as the solution to their problem. And of course, if you've done your job right, this lead would have raised their hand because they found interest in your said solution. And they say, or should say, hey, I want to learn more. I want to learn a little bit more about what you do and how you can help me out. And then from there, now that they've become, really solution aware, your job is really to have them become essentially product aware, or really build awareness of what you do in terms of your productized service or your service, etc. And then from there, what you've effectively done is you've been able to capture this lead. You've been able to position yourself as a solution, and based off of this conversation about you being the solution to said lead, you will be able to qualify this lead and turn them into a prospect. And then if you've done your job right, then you can move them down to the next part of really the sales funnel and turn that lead into a client. Super simple. That's it. Once you understand that you really can't find quality leads, but you can turn leads into quality prospects, the game just becomes a heck of a lot easier to play. And that's really based on, remember, where they are in their purchasing process. Are they problem aware? Are they solution aware? Or are they product or service aware? And really your job at this point, or at that point, is really to create a quality client by moving them down to the next step. If they're problem aware, make them solution aware. If they're solution aware, make them aware of your product or service. And then from there, just build trust, and then really turn them into a client. All right. And if you want to jam on a little bit more about how to get this messaging to work right, so you can really turn or train a lead into a qualified prospect and into a really, really awesome client, there's a link down in the description. It's to our private Facebook group. It's completely free. Just go ahead and join, and we jam on stuff like this all the time. So go ahead and click the link below, and hope to see you in the group. Aside from that, I hope you found some true value from this video, and if you did, then check out this video right here. Bye now.